Okay, next company is in the legal space. I think it's going to be very interesting. It's Ziv Yoash with YOLO or YOLO? YOLO.
Thank you for coming. So imagine that you have a great product. Imagine that you have an amazing team and you're ready to start going. So you need to form a company. You need to engage your co-founder with a legal agreement or something like that, and you need to raise money. So what do? You start to look around and start to talk with lawyers, and you realize that this legal is going to cost you a fortune, money that you don't necessarily have at this point. You're a great entrepreneur trying to do it yourself, and you realize that you don't really know what to do. So this is where we get into the picture, and we are YOLO. We are a tech-enabled lawyer. So what exactly do we do? So YOLO is a law firm powered by technology. We provide legal services using our digital platform. So our platform basically automates and streamlines all the legal process from drafting documents through closing transaction. And we do it in like a fraction of the cost that a law firm will do it, with 100% transparency. Okay? So what are the main pain points that we are solving? The first one. Today, law firms charge high fees for standard drafting of documents, right? And for clerical processing. Second thing, there is no collaborative tool that allows lawyers and entrepreneurs or their clients to share knowledge and information. There's nothing like that. It's only emails or phone calls. The third value proposition, or pain point, is that there is no 24/7 transparency into transaction or project progress and for fees accumulated. And the last but not least, there is no one single place that you, as a company, can see your entire legal regime. So there is no dashboard that you can basically see all your documents and run query on the documents. So how we're solving it? So our product has three elements. First one is automation of drafting a review of documents. The second one is automation of transaction processing / closing. And the last but not least is automation of document management. Let me explain. When you go on our online platform, so you basically see the entire workflow that you as a company will need. Either it's formation or it's hiring an employee. Now let's take, for example, hiring an employee. You click on that, there is a questionnaire. You just fill in the questions there. Once you're done, you click again, and the agreement automatically drafted and comes to us, to your lawyer, for final review. More than that, if you have questions, you're more than welcome to interact with our chatbot. Or even if you need to talk with actual lawyer, we're going to be there for you. Once this is done, and the lawyer reviews it and basically sign off on the document, this is good, the lawyer basically clicks and releases documents to you. And you, by another click, just circulate it to the signatories for signatures on the document. And the last part of the product is that once the documents come back, so the system knows how to automatically save it in the right place. And this is the dashboard that I was talking about. And what's so smart in this dashboard? So this dashboard allows you to run queries. It's intelligent to run queries. So basically, by click of a button, you can see how many SaaS agreements you closed last year, and what the terms of those agreements. So, okay. So I'm Ziv, 15 years of startup lawyer. 10 years out of it, I spent in Silicon Valley working for a big law firm and one of the biggest VC there. I also co-founded a SaaS company and a startup accelerator. My co-founder is Ori Wise. He's in Israel, and he's also still an entrepreneur and engineer. And we asked for $500,000 to take us runway of 12 months and allow us to get into between 30 to 50 companies processing in our system. So we are YOLO, and we are your tech-enabled startup lawyer.
So the company that you mentioned that you founded earlier, the SaaS company, what happened with it?
So I left it, and now my two co-founders are trying to raise the next fund. So we raised $2 million in A round, and now they're going for the B round.
That's different company, nothing to do with this.
No, nothing to do with that. I just moved from Silicon Valley to New York, and then I left the company. So my other two co-founders just stayed with them. So I was with them about 1 year and a half, and then I moved to New York for other reasons.
So typically when you're doing a pitch, you don't leave stuff open-ended, right? Like, it's easy to just start things, but it's difficult to see them to completion, right?
Right.
So just
Okay.
something you might want to think about. You might want to not even mention that, unless you got paid a lot. In which
No, I
case,
got paid,
you might want to
not a
mention
lot. It's like, we raised about $2 million for it, so it was okay.
that.
Oh,
All right. So
that's
it seems
a good
like,
point.
yes,
Thank you.
it seems like you're solving a couple of different problems, right?
Right.
There's the drafting problem,
Right.
and there's the document management problem.
Right.
The drafting problem, and I deal with this stuff every day. It's and I've seen a lot of companies try to solve that, and it's tricky because different companies have different needs, different sectors, different laws, everything. If you try to cater to everyone, you're not catering to anyone, right? So I mean, you're a lawyer by profession, so you know.
So that's why we're focusing on startups, and our focus is from seed to A. So we are
Okay.
attacking a standard.
So you're doing very, very specific subset of the legal framework, basically.
No, we believe that every startup should look the same and look the same today. So that's what we believe. Every startup from seed to A, if it's an IT startup, technology startup, it's the same thing. At least this is my biggest belief. So I spent 10 years in Silicon Valley, and all the startups and probably 300 companies that I serve look the same. They're exactly the same. And even when you see documents from 5 big different VC financing documents, all of them are based on the NVCA forms, are the same.
Yes. Well, you might be right. The problem is you're dealing with people, and especially your lawyers want to put their own touch on everything. So something to think about, right?
Yeah.
The other part is the document management system, and I feel like that's been solved before. So how would your system be differentiated from all of the other competitors?
So-
Actually, there was a company at the last roundtable from Argentina, I think, from someone from Latin America. They were pretty impressive.
So-
There's a lot of competition in space.
Yeah, so there are the Dropbox of the world, the Google Drive of the world, all of those entities that you can save documents, they're managing their documents. But those systems cannot provide you what inside the documents. Our entire system is built on that you, the client, or I, the lawyer, provides the values. What's the name of this person? How much was paid for this person? What's the term of this SaaS agreement? Was 12 months, 13 months? When it has to be renewed? And all of these values are saved on the system. So we are the only one, as far as I know, that you can run actual query on the agreement itself, going into the agreement.
So
There are
who's your
other-
customer? The law firms?
No, startups.
But, I mean, as a startup, how many deals am I going to do? 1, 2? How difficult is it to
So-
keep track of all of that?
So depends. If you're just starting, so probably going to have 20 NDAs. You're going to have 5 founders agreement, and you're going to have at the beginning.
NDAs are worthless. Nobody cares about it.
I'm not talking about NDAs. It depends what's the stage of the company. So if it's 0 to A, so limited amount of documents. If it goes from A to B, so they might have 50 SaaS agreements. As long as when the company grows, the legal regime gets more sophisticated, complicated with respect to what's in there. And if you or we basically track it from day one, so we're allowed to just provide a click of a button in the entire audit. Today, if you invest in company, so your lawyer going to do due diligence, going to take them a month, and you're going to pay probably about $50,000. And one of the reasons is because the documents are not in one place. The lawyer needs to go and look for them and reach through them and understand what's inside there. We basically take it from the beginning.
I agree that there's a problem. I just don't know if you're targeting the right market.
What would be the market that you would target?
Law firms,
So you,
funds, private equity shops, venture capitalist firms that have thousands, hundreds of thousands of documents. Startup is not going to care. One off and you move on to the next.
okay,
Something to think about.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's good.